Good morning, everyone. I wanted to send out a quick video to give you some tips and tricks on what you should do or not do when you're working from home. These are just a few of the tricks. I'm going to go live later this evening and we'll give you more tips and tricks as well as give you an opportunity to ask me questions. I've been working remotely since 2013 and I've been teaching entrepreneurs how to work remotely since 2016. So I do have a little bit of experience in this area and I've seen a lot. So today I'll just short video, don't want to keep you too long, but just a few things that might help you ease the stress of working from home. The first one is make sure you have all the equipment you need to work from home. Obviously you're going to have a PC and your phone, but do you need a fax machine? Do you need a photocopier? Make sure you have the equipment. And if you don't have the equipment at home, then make sure that you know when you can get into your office to use those things, especially if you have to use a fax machine. I know someone that using a fax machine is part of her day. She has to fax things out and back to attorneys all day long. So she has to go to an office at a specified time when others aren't going to be there in this crazy environment so that she can do her faxing, get on her new faxes, and then go back home and complete her work. So tip number one is definitely make sure you have what you need in order to be effective in doing your job. The second tip is to make sure that you have a dedicated workspace that is just for you and your work. It doesn't have to be a whole room. I know many of you aren't set up to work from home and this is a temporary situation, but a space that's just dedicated to you, one that you know when you sit down there, you can actually function, and one that when your family knows you sit down, you can actually function. This will give you time to find any work-related items. I have a lot of my papers. You can't see over here, but I keep all of my papers over here. This keeps me, and they're always here, so I know if I have to find something, if I get a quick phone call, I know exactly where to go. I'm not running through the whole house. So definitely make sure you have a dedicated workspace. I'm looking at my notes here. Make sure everyone in your house knows that just because you are home, you are not necessarily available. When you're home, it's going to be real easy for people to say, hey honey, you got a minute? Can we take the dog for a walk? You really need to pay attention to your job. This is a temporary situation. You want to have your job when you get back. People want to be able to say that yes, Bob did a great job when he worked from home. Now that everybody's coming into the office, we want to give Bob a raise and give Bob some recognition for all that he did. You don't want to be paying attention to the TV. You don't want to be paying attention to the pets. I know your children are going to be hard to ignore, but when they ask for time, tell them, I have a break at 10 o'clock. I can work with you then. I can take the dog for a walk at noon. You don't necessarily have to tell them, go away, don't talk to me, but give them a time in which they can come back where you can take a break, go to lunch, take a few minutes to talk to them. But for the most part, let them know that unless you're on your break or on lunch or on a designated time, that you really should be working. Third point. Fourth point that I teach people, and it seems obvious, but you'd be surprised at how many people don't get to work on time. When you're working from home, you've lost a lot of excuses as to why you're going to be late. You don't have traffic, there wasn't an accident, there's no snow, no floods from rain, so you really need to be at your desk on time. More and more people feel like they can sleep in, which is it's okay. That is one benefit of working from home. You can sleep a little bit later because you only have to walk from your bed to wherever your designated work area is. However, you need to be at that designated work area on time. You still have a job to do. People are still depending on you, so please get to work on time. It seems funny, but you'd be surprised at how many people suddenly don't do that. Keep your professionalism. Limit barking dogs, crying children. I wrote down television programs in the background. People can hear this when you're on the phone, especially when you're on the phone, so make sure you keep that to a minimum. I know you can't cut it out completely, but keep it to a minimum. And even though you're not going out and you're not seeing people, I still say brush your teeth, brush your hair, get out of your pajamas. You don't have to put on work clothes, but go from pajamas to sweats. At least get up, keep some type of a routine, because when all of this is over, you are going to have to go back into an office, and you don't want it to be totally disruptive. So definitely keep your professionalism. Work your full shift. That's another one that I see a lot of people suddenly think that when they're working remotely, they don't have to work the full 8 hours, whatever their shift is. But you do. Again, people are looking for you to do your job. They're counting on you to get your job done so that they can get their job done. So definitely make sure you work your full shift. You might be able to adjust your hours based on how flexible your boss is, but still work that full shift. And I can't stress this one enough. Use your mute button. I always say mute is my best friend. I have heard people on the call thinking that and not realizing they weren't on mute. I've heard people yelling at their spouses, yelling at their children, yelling at their dogs. I've heard people, obviously sneezing and coughing, and that's fine. I've heard people flushing toilets. I've had people actually jump in showers with the phone on, so they're going to take a quick shower before they have to run out to somewhere, and they forget to put us on mute, so we all know that this person's in a shower. You'd be surprised at the things I've heard. So when you are not speaking, if you are on a conference call, please put yourself on mute. That way any background noise stays in the background. Again, I know you can't control everything that goes on. When your dog wants to bark, he wants to bark. If he sees somebody or a squirrel outside, he's going to bark. But have it on mute so you're not disrupting everyone else. And lastly for this video is please make sure you get up and move. It's going to be very easy to get lazy because you're not getting out. You're not even getting the steps to go from your car to your office or your car to wherever it is that you normally work. You're going from your bed to your designated work area, and then you're going to be sitting there. It's going to be really easy to get lazy. It's going to be really easy to forget to move. And I know in today's environment, we're being asked not to be close to each other. So go out early in the morning before people get up, get a walk in, get a bike ride in. And there are some, I did post on the Facebook, there are some exercises you can do from your desk. So try those exercises. And I am going to contact Maria from Mamacita Fit. And I'm going to, one of our Facebook Lives very soon, hopefully in the next day or two, I'm going to have Maria actually demonstrate some of those exercises that you can do right at your desk or right at wherever you are, somewhere in the house. But keep your blood flowing, otherwise things are just going to get messy for you, and suddenly when you want to go from sweats to regular pants, they may not fit. So those are all the tips I have for today. I hope you're having a terrific day. Definitely make sure you join our Facebook group to get more tips and tricks, not only on how to work from home, but we're going to give you lots of tips and tricks on things that to do, how to be on conference calls, how to stay healthy, how to communicate with others when they're not right near, how to communicate with people when they're remote. Lots of tips and tricks on how to work from home. So definitely join our Facebook group. We'll be sending out videos, and we will be going live often so that you have an opportunity to ask questions, but also an opportunity to see another human if you don't have anyone at your house, an opportunity to actually interact with other people. So have a great day. That's all I have for today, and definitely try to join the remote work from home community. Let's keep it going, guys. Sorry.